Emma worked at a small neighborhood cafe, where life was often busy from early morning until late evening. She was a hard-working single mother who struggled to make ends meet, but she never let her problems affect the way she treated others. Every day she greeted customers with a warm smile and did her best to make everyone feel welcome. Even when she was tired or worried about bills, she believed that a little kindness could brighten someone's day. One cold morning, as Emma prepared the cafe for customers, she noticed an elderly man sitting alone on a bench across the street. His coat looked old and worn, and he seemed tired and weak. People passed by without paying attention to him, but Emma couldn't stop thinking about him. During her break, she prepared a hot cup of coffee and a fresh sandwich and carried them outside. The old man looked surprised when she handed them to him. He thanked her politely and introduced himself as Harold. When he tried to pay, Emma gently refused and told him that everyone deserved a warm meal. From that day on, Harold became a familiar part of Emma's mornings. She would save a seat for him near the window and make sure he had something warm to eat. As the days passed, they began talking more often. Harold shared stories about his younger years, while Emma listened with genuine interest. She never asked about his past, his family, or his finances, because those things did not matter to her. She simply saw a lonely man who needed a friend. What Emma did not know was that Harold carried a secret that would soon change both of their lives forever. The simple kindness she showed him each day was about to lead to something neither of them could have imagined. One rainy afternoon, Emma noticed that Harold had not arrived at the cafe. At first, she assumed he was running late because of the bad weather. As the morning passed, however, she began to worry Harold never missed a day without telling her. After finishing her shift, she decided to visit the small apartment where he lived. When she arrived, she knocked several times but received no answer. Concerned, she used the spare key Harold had once trusted her with and carefully entered. Inside, she found Harold lying on the floor beside his chair. He looked pale and weak, struggling to breathe. Emma immediately called for an ambulance and stayed beside him until the paramedics arrived. At the hospital, doctors rushed him into treatment and informed Emma that his condition was serious. Since no family members could be reached, she remained at the hospital for hours, hoping he would recover even after returning home. She could not stop thinking about him. Over the next few days, Emma visited Harold every evening after work. She brought him books, newspapers, and his favorite snacks. Sometimes she simply sat beside him and talked about her day, hoping her voice would comfort him. Although Harold was often tired, he always smiled when she entered the room. Their friendship had become much more than a simple customer and waitress relationship. To Emma, he felt like family. One afternoon, while Emma sat beside Harold reading from a novel he loved, the hospital room door suddenly opened. Several well-dressed lawyers entered, followed by a confident young man in an expensive suit. The moment he saw Harold, emotion filled his eyes. He rushed to the bedside and held the old man's hand. Turning toward Emma, he introduced himself as Daniel, Harold's grandson, as the lawyers quietly organized documents nearby. Emma sensed that something important was about to be revealed, something that would change everything she believed about Harold. The following morning, Daniel invited Emma to a private meeting room inside the hospital. Confused and nervous, she followed him, wondering why several lawyers were waiting there. Once everyone was seated, Daniel thanked her for everything she had done for his grandfather. He explained that Harold was not the poor, lonely man everyone believed him to be. In reality, he was the retired founder of a massive business empire, worth hundreds of millions of dollars. After losing trust in many people around him, Harold had chosen to live a simple life away from attention. He wanted to discover who would treat him with kindness, without knowing about his wealth. One of the lawyers opened a folder and explained that Harold had recently updated his will. During his months of friendship with Emma, he had spoken often about her compassion, honesty, and generosity. He told his family that she had helped him. When she believed he had nothing to offer in return, because of this, Harold decided to leave her a generous financial gift. Another portion of his fortune would be used to create programs that supported lonely, elderly people who had no family to care for them. Emma was completely speechless. She had never expected any reward for her kindness. A few days later, Harold recovered enough to leave the hospital. Standing beside his grandson, he thanked Emma with tears in his eyes. He told her that true kindness is one of the rarest treasures in the world. The money changed Emma's circumstances, allowing her to provide a better future for her daughter, but it never changed her heart. She continued helping others just as she always had. Harold's secret had changed her life forever, proving that even the smallest act of kindness can create an unexpected miracle. If you enjoyed this story, please subscribe, and comment below. Tell us, what would you have done if you met Harold? Your support helps us bring more heartwarming stories to the channel. Thank you for watching Coco K Coco Coco. Sokso okay.